Hi subscribers, it's Sloan Rhodes here with your Spiritual Self-Mastery class, Ego and Heart, for the week of September 30th, 2018. Thank you so much for bearing with me. I know I've been absent the last few weeks, but I'm here today with you in spirit always, of course, but here today with you on the video as well as on the podcast. All of my videos are available on the audio podcast. You can just search for Sloan Rhodes Podcast and it'll pop up on a variety of websites that you can listen to them as well as watch them here on the YouTube channel. Okay, so today I think what I'm going to do for the week of September 30th, 2018, as the overarching theme, I'm going to be choosing one card from one of my favorite decks, as you know, the Numerology deck by Michelle Buchanan. And then I'm not going to use the tarot cards today. I think I'm just going to use more oracle cards. And you know that I have the Oracle card classes available, the online courses. There's a link below if you're interested in learning how to use Oracle cards or deepening your connection. But I'm going to be using the Earth Magic deck by Stephen Farmer, one card in the position of what our ego may try to distract us with based on the overarching theme, one card in the position of what our heart asks that we explore further, and one card in the position of what we can expect to look forward to regardless during the week. So let's go ahead and get started. Again, I want to thank you all for your patience while I was gone, and I hope that you were able to work with the ego and the heart energies, regardless of whether I'm here with you for this weekly spiritual self-mastery class, because you can always, sorry, my bracelet's caught on my shirt. You can always look at another video and just randomly go through and choose one, and that usually will be the perfect video for the moment. Okay, here we go. Love. Love, love, love. And we have compassion that we've been working with under the deck here. The pride card under that. The ego card. Always present. Okay, let's go ahead and take a peek here. Well, it looks like there has been quite a bit of heart-opening, heart-centered energies that we've been working with, and during the week, and in particular this week, we're being asked to explore it even further and to communicate more lovingly, you know, with that blue related to the throat chakra. Communication, opening, awareness, love and compassion. I'm going to take off this bracelet because it keeps getting caught on my shirt. And we also have the number 6. You know, the number 6 is a very beautiful number in terms of its sequence, you know, place in the sequence of numbers, because it does indicate that there has been a leveling up, right? A successful mastering of the tumult and the turmoil and the chaos that accompanies the 5. So, yay us. So it looks like, in a practical manner, that there may be some relief this week if that's what you have been seeking and desiring, if it has been a chaotic time for you. And I know for many of us, there's been just tremendous change, pain, suffering, clarity, awareness, and openings that have been occurring individually as well as on the macro level. All right, so what can we expect, or what might the ego try to distract us with this week? As our heart asks that we explore further, and what can we expect to look forward to regardless? So the ego may try to distract us with reflection, winter solstice. The heart asks that we explore further, breach, the whale. A lot of blue energy here. What we can expect or look forward to regardless is the fog, veiled. So it looks like, you know, not everything is going to be revealed this week, it looks like. There's still quite a bit of confusion. You know, we have this beautiful bluey love energy, right? We have it reflected here between the ego and the heart as well. All of this, right? Healing energy, communication, clarity, more loving, a leveling up as we overcome some difficulties. But not everything's clear yet, and we don't have to have absolute clarity in order to heal, in order to grow and learn and succeed, right? In fact, many times we don't have that. We just have a sense of it. We have a feeling of it. We have a lightening of our experience or energy. Now, the ego may try to distract us with the reflection card, the winter solstice. Now, it may be for some of you that what you have been wanting will not come into manifestation until the time of winter solstice. And that seeming delay or lack of clarity, having to wait until this time, can inspire a lot of egoic feelings of anxiety, fear, anger, attachment to a set outcome, as well as a set outcome happening faster or in the time frame that you deem right, correct. Now, the ego can also try to distract us with that reflection card because it can be difficult to look in the mirror sometimes. It's easier. It feels better to our ego to put the blame on other people, to have others carry our shadow side, projecting our issues onto other people. So it's important this week that you do take the time to reflect on your own actions, your own thoughts, and where are you allowing others to carry things for you that are truly yours to hold, and where are you trying to get rid of things that feel uncomfortable within you and place them upon someone else. It's always easier to say, you did this to me, or they did this to me, or they're evil, therefore I'm good. Very black and white energy. Well, very, 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 well, actually, from my perspective, nothing is that black and white. There are layers and layers of gray, let's say. So the ego may try to distract you this week with maybe you have a wake-up call that you actually begin to see yourself more clearly. And maybe what you're seeing causes you some consternation, anxiety, or even a feeling of self-loathing or disgust. Now, if this occurs, it's important because the ego usually has a very judgmental feel to it, right and wrong, black and white. But if you find that you are spending some time self-reflecting, or you see a glimpse of yourself either through the eyes of another person or just through your own consciousness and your own awareness, and you don't like what you see, then rather than beat yourself up, if you can, praise yourself. Say, look at me. I thought I was one way, and I'm beginning to see areas where there's still room for growth. There's still room for exploration and more self-love. Because whenever we begin to judge ourselves as less than, or we should have been better, or what we've been doing is bad, it's in contrast to the heart-centered energies. The heart is always saying, where can I grow and expand and look at myself more lovingly? We have the heart energy asking you explore further the breach, right? Leaving, breaking through. We have the success here of the 6. We have the self-reflection that the ego may try to get away from or may not like what it sees. And so whenever we are looking at ourselves with self-judgment, that's the ego. The heart doesn't look at us with self-judgment. The heart, the more open, universal energies of the spirit, let's say the divine, just says, look, explore. Where can you grow from this? Where do I hold? If you are trying to project all the evil or all the negativity or all the blame onto someone else or aspects of it, you can say, all right, so where do I hold aspects of that myself? Where do I hold aspects of dishonesty? Where have I been maybe dishonest with myself? Where have I been judgmental of self or others? That person's so judgmental. Well, yeah, they may be, but so we have that as well, Whenever we see something in another, whether it be the light or we perceive as the darkness, there are essences of that we hold within that we are bringing to light for conscious awareness and healing. So it's like a game. Once you get the hang of it, it becomes like, oh, okay. And you let go of the self-judgment as best you can, as often as you can. You begin to feel more excited, whether you are in a situation that is seemingly bad or what you prefer. But it's important this week that whatever is being reflected back to you, rather than look at it with fear and anxiety or try to get away from it, you look at it with a greater sense of clarity and curiosity. And I think you've heard me say this before, and you may already know it, that you can't be curious, fascinated, and fearful or anxious at the same time. You can't hold those two opposing thoughts. So when you see something reflected back to you, or you're spending time reflecting, and you're curious about it, that takes you out of the self-judgment and puts you into a space of the more universal loving energies. And the heart says, look, you're breaking through the surface here. You have an opportunity. It does take quite a bit of thrust. You know, we see this whale and imagine the tonnage of this whale, but how easily it seems to break through once it finally decides to, you know. But it did take some effort. It seems effortless, but we know that that's through practice, I think, that it takes less effort. The more that you understand that there are ups and downs, and you're always doing this, then it becomes less like this and more smooth like this, and it becomes more enjoyable and less, heart-wrenching or fear-inducing. Either way, we do have the veiled, the fog, as what we can expect or look forward to throughout the week. Again, so take your time here. Not everything's being revealed yet. You know that there is an opportunity here to communicate, to have greater clarity, to be more loving in the way that you communicate, and the way that you speak to self, the way that you speak to others, the way that you see yourself reflected in others. You may feel it, but you may not know where it's going, where it's leading you yet. It's okay. There's a reason for that. We do things in the right timeline for our ability to integrate, to understand, so that we can be more gentle about it. We can solidify it within our being, so that when the next round of whatever it is comes in, we're more centered in self. We understand it better. We're not knocked sideways as much. It's very general reading, of course, because this is for potentially, thousands of people. But watch it in your own life. Watch where you want to either get rid of uncomfortable feelings and put them on someone else, or where something is being reflected back to you in a way that is uncomfortable, but that you can say, okay, I sense the self-loathing or the fear or the anxiety or the self-judgment, and I'm opening up more and more to how I can be curious, how I can work with these energies. Now, it could be for some of you, too, that the reflection and the winter solstice together, it may feel like you never get what you want, right? You're in this period of the winter season, or that you're always in the waiting room. And then a lot of times anxiety comes in and self-judgment that I'm supposed to be somewhere else, or things are supposed to be faster. Just watch how it comes in, and when you can, drop back into the heart and recognize where you are breaching the surface of many of those egoic self-judgments. Now, we also have ceremony invocation under the deck. We have that tsunami wake-up call. Very interesting how these two are going together here. The pride and the tsunami are in the same position. It maybe that something occurred in the last couple of weeks where there was sort of a wake-up call. Your pride, your ego really broke through in a way that you were able to recognize as unhealthy or not in a vibratory pattern that you're wanting to continue with, and you're being more compassionate. And here we have this ceremony, the invocation. It may be helpful for you, or maybe lately you've been feeling more ceremonial. Now, I will say with the 6th energy, we have this idea of initiation, initiating, leveling up here. And so with that, sometimes it can feel really, really good to actually physically do something in ceremonial form, whether it just be as simple as lighting a candle, or saying a prayer, or washing your hands carefully. Something that can feel ceremonial to you can help recognize and honor the initiation or the initiatory period that you're in. So anyway, I hope you find that helpful. Again, thank you so much for bearing with me while I was gone the last few weeks. Just like all of you, I have my own process, and sometimes I need to take a break for that. Do I have anything else I want to say? I don't think so. So Again, all of these videos are available on the audio podcast. You can listen to them as well as watch them here on the YouTube channel. And I also have my online courses available. If you are interested, you can check those out. There's a link below as well. Much love to you, and I'll see you next week.